Hare Krishna. Is my screen visible? Hare Krishna. My screen visible?
Krishna Prabhu can see.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll start with the Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurumiltamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manu Bhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yudapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vidam Stamsa Jivam Sadvaitam Savdutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय Hare Krishna. So last week we were doing each Upanishad part 2 of the fourth part, part 2 of 4 parts. So I thought of continuing part 3 today, but since Purushottam month is going to start next week, so we'll be doing this special Sanskrit pronunciation class. So can anyone tell me what is this shloka? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Mahamantra.
Pardon?
Mahamantra.
Yeah, correct. Thanks, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Yep. Thank you, Prabhu. So this is the Mahamantra in Devanagari script. So these are the syllables, just very few syllables. It's a simple mantra, so there are only very few syllables. And the distinct characteristic of Devanagari is that every character represents exactly one syllable. So whenever we want to calculate the meters of a particular sloka, so we simply count the number of Devanagari characters in the sloka. So like here in this Mahamantra, the Mahamantra is actually a Anushtup sloka, meaning meter 8. There are exactly 8 syllables in each line. The lines are called pada. So there are 8 syllables in each line. And these are the corresponding Romanized script. Like this represents ha, this is for re, kri, and shna, ra, ma. Normally there's this very often people tend to chant the Mahamantra as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Actually, Ram is in Hindi. The actual Sanskrit pronunciation is Rama. So when the Devanagari syllables are transliterated into Romanized conventions, this is the IAST convention. So we get this with the diacritics. So just a bit of background regarding this Devanagari and also the other Indian languages. Article 343 of the Indian Constitution talks about the official language of India, that is Bharat. So the official language shall be Hindi in Devanagari script. And in Schedule 8 of the Constitution, there are 22 languages recognized as the official languages, including Hindi. So Sanskrit is also in the list. And so these are the 22 languages. So this is just a map showing which language is prominent in which region. So obviously Hindi is the most prominent, but it uses Devanagari script, which was originally meant for Sanskrit. But Devanagari is also used in many other languages, like apart from Sanskrit, it is also used in Hindi, Marathi, Nepali. So now for those 22 languages, we can see that there are only these 12 scripts that are used for the 22 languages. Normally, whenever there's this debate regarding which is the oldest language in the world, normally those who claim that a particular language is the oldest in the world, they try to back their claims based on inscriptions, based on the scripts that have been found through archaeological survey. So based on that, they say that just because they found the scripts of that particular language from inscriptions and other evidences, they claim that that language is the oldest. However, we can clearly see from here that the script got nothing to do with language. For example, even if we look at Tamil, Tamil has its own script, which has evolved over several cycles. The Tamil script that we are using now had actually evolved after several versions. So even for Tamil, people also tend to use Romanized Tamil, especially when they are composing emails or other short messages. So the purpose of a script is merely to convey the message in written form. So as long as the message is conveyed, it doesn't make much of a difference. Any script can be used for any language. Even Devanagari can be used to write Tamil language, and it is actually even more effective compared to the Tamil script. Devanagari script is actually even more effective to write in Tamil language, as we shall see later. So for those who say that a certain language is the oldest simply because they have found the scripts and inscriptions, it may not be very accurate, because just because you don't find the written form of a certain language, it doesn't mean that that language never existed. Because even if we look at the Vedic tradition, as we know, in Vedic literature, the main epistemology of Vedic literature can be divided into Shruti and Smriti. So in all the previous yugas, the Shruti tradition has been the most prevalent tradition. So in those ages, not much writing was required. Even for the Vedas, the writing process actually started only when Vyasadeva divided the Vedas, and the explication process started because due to the degradation of the ages, people could not retain so much of information in their memory. So that's how this writing process actually became more and more prominent. Prior to that, the Shruti tradition was all about retaining whatever that was heard. So during those ages, the scripts were not too prominent, and as we can see from here, the scripts got nothing much to do with a language. Just because you don't find a certain script of a certain language, it is not very wise to say that that language never existed. So the main focus of today's session is on Sanskrit pronunciation, and we'll also during the second half of our session, we'll be looking at shloka recitation according to various meters. But before that, we'll just look at the basics of Tamil language and the Tamil script, because there are a lot of similarities between the Tamil script and the Devanagari script, and even between the languages. All the Indian languages are purely based on sound, that is the Varna. So the scripts are meant to capture these sounds. And as we shall see later, there are several deficiencies in the Tamil script compared to Devanagari. So first, we'll start with the Tamil vowels. There are 12 vowels known as Uiralti: A, I, E, U, A, I, O, Au. So this is the Romanized version. And these are the consonants known as Mayilti. There are 18 of them. And they are divided into 3 main groups known as Vallinam, Idainam, Mellinam. Kasada, Tabara belong to Vallinam. Yarala, Valala, Idainam. Nyanya, Nama, Mellinam. So these are the 18 consonants. But the main reason why I am showing the basics of the Tamil script is because the concept is very similar to how we encode the sounds in Sanskrit Devanagari. The concepts are also very similar. So using the Veer and Mayilti, vowels and consonants, we get the compound form, meaning how they are formed through the combination. When the consonant K is combined with the vowel A, actually K itself is the original form. So there's not much transformation that happens here. It is actually like the A does not have any effect on the K, because that is the original form. When it's combined with A, then it becomes Ka. So in the Romanized version, we have Ka with the diacritic, just to denote Ka. In Tamil, we call it Kuril Nedil. In Sanskrit, we call it Lagu Guru. So similarly, Ka plus E becomes Ki, then Ki, Ku, Ku, so and so on. So as we can see, the consonant, when it's combined with the vowel, it forms the compound version, which is known as Uirmei. Because earlier we saw that the Tamil vowels are known as Uiralti and consonants are known as Meyalti. So when they are combined, the compound forms are known as Uirmei. So for each consonant, there are 12 variants of the Uirmei, the compound form. So the total number of characters in Tamil, we have 12 vowels, 18 consonants. So the total of vowels and consonants 30, and the compound forms we have 12 times 18, because the compound Uirmei alphabets are found by combining the vowels and consonants. So since there are 18 consonants which can be combined with 12 vowels, so we get 216. So the total characters, including this character ak, we get 247. 247 characters in Tamil. And these are known as the Grantha script, which are deemed as originally not belonging to the Tamil script. However, it's quite amusing when there are a lot of self-proclaimed guardians of the Tamil language and Tamil culture tradition. They say that these scripts, these characters should not be part of the Tamil script. So they are trying to perform some sanitization exercise, but it's quite amusing actually, because from the Chola inscriptions, even Rajaraja Cholan has been mentioned as Raja, Ja, using the Grantha's alphabet. However, the self-appointed guardians of Tamil language, they often try to address Rajaraja Cholan as Rasa Cholan. They claim to secure the purity of the Tamil language, but from the inscriptions, from the Chola inscriptions, we can clearly see that even Rajaraja Chola himself identify himself as Raja, not Rasa. Like here, the first line says Udayar Raja Cholan. Even in the inscription, he himself used Ja, but the so-called custodians of Tamil language, they always try to, since they want to protect the purity of Tamil, so they try to use Rasa. So maybe if today Raja Chola was alive, these self-appointed guardians might even murder him for doing this. Now, regarding the Devanagari script, just like what we saw from the Tamil script, even in Devanagari, we have vowels and consonants, and even from all the copies of Bhagavad Gita, and also in every volume of the Bhagavatam, at the end of the book, Prabhupada has included the Sanskrit pronunciation guide based on the Devanagari and the Romanized version. Now, actually, the Romanized Devanagari has been encoded using this IAST convention. So this Romanized Devanagari is also known as Romanagari. So just like what we saw from the Tamil script, even in Devanagari, we have A, I, U. So these are the vowels. There are 14 vowels in Devanagari. So these are the Romanized versions with the diacritics. So there are 14 vowels, and the basic concepts are the same, just like what we saw from the Tamil script. We had vowels and consonants, and also the compound form. The same concept applies to Devanagari. It's just that the total number of characters, and there are certain variations between Tamil and Devanagari. So for Devanagari, there are 14 vowels. And for the consonants, this is where the Devanagari script is actually even better to be used to even write Tamil language, because it is more adequate. There are certain deficiencies with the Tamil script, as we shall see now. So for the Devanagari consonants, we have to consider the 5 sthanas. that is guttural, palatal, retroflex, dental, and labial. So the sounds which are produced, they start from this throat region, and there's several regions until the tip of the lips. So based on the different locations, different types of sounds are produced for these consonants. So there are 5 vargas of the consonants. So first, from the guttural region, the ka varga is produced. Ka ka ga ga nya. So as we can see here, for Devanagari, we have ka, kha, ga. But in Tamil, there's only ka. We have only this ka. There's no ka and ga. So there are people, Tamil people, who might have the name Ganesh. So in their IC, they use Ganesh. But if they claim to be pure Tamilians, then they will have to use K instead of G, because Ga is not even there in the Tamil script. So that is the deficiency with the Tamil script. But here in Devanagari, the script captures every variation of the sounds, like ka, kha, ga, ga, nya. Next is the cha varga, cha, cha, ja, ja, nya, followed by ta varga. This ta is like a bit harder than ta. Ta, ta, da, da, na, ta, ta, da, da, na, and papa, baba, ma. So there are 5 vargas for the 5 regions, and in each varga we have 5 consonants. And as we can see, the Devanagari consonants, they actually capture all the variations of the sounds compared to the Tamil script. And apart from here for the 5 vargas, we have a total of 25 consonants. And apart from those 5 vargas, we also have these consonants: ya, ra, la, va, sha, sa, ha. So here we have 8 plus 25, 33. These 33 consonants are the most prominently used ones. But apart from that, there are also other consonants which like sha. That sha is preceded by a K, but those are quite rarely used. So I'm just focusing on the most commonly used ones. So in Devanagari, we have 33 consonants plus 14 vowels, 47 prominent characters. There are also some other lesser known or lesser used characters. So there are 47 characters in Devanagari script minimum, compared to the 30 vowels and consonants in Tamil script. Obviously, it is because the consonants in Devanagari, they capture all the sound variants like cha, cha, ja, ja, and pa, pa, ba. So even for someone who has the name Bala, so that person's name in the IC might be Bala. But if that person claims to be a pure Tamilian who wants to protect the purity of Tamil by rejecting all other scripts, then that person must change his name in the IC from BA to PA, because in Tamil we have only Pa. But of course, there are several experts who say that the usage of Pa depends on the place where it occurs. They are saying that Pa, if it occurs in the beginning, it will sound differently. if it occurs in the middle, it will sound differently. However, to me, it is as ridiculous as using the same IC number for many different people. The IC number must be unique for only one person. So similarly, in Devanagari script, each distinct character is used to encode a distinct sound. So we have pa, pa, ba, ba. But in Tamil script, there's only one pa, and even those who have their names starting with the B, they will be writing using the Tamil pa, which is, yeah, as I said, it is just as ridiculous as using the same IC number for many different people. So in Devanagari, there are 14 vowels and 33 consonants. Now, this is the compound form. This is also similar to how the compound forms in the Tamil script were formed. The consonant is combined with the vowel. So we get, as we saw earlier for the Tamil script, using the consonant ka. So similarly, here also we have the 14 compound forms for the consonant ka, ka, ki, and so on, the 14 compound forms. So similarly, this is applicable to all the consonants. When the consonant is combined with a vowel, then the diacritic is formed. Like here, ka plus a, the diacritic is attached to the consonant. So similarly, for all the other consonants, the diacritic from the vowel is attached to the consonant. So this is the total number of Devanagari characters. Again, this is just the minimum, since there are many other lesser used characters. So there are 14 vowels in Devanagari plus 35 because there are several other lesser used ones like ha, ha, those kind of lesser used consonants. So similarly, even the compound forms, they will be just like in Tamil, for each consonant, there are 14 variants of the compound form. So the basic concept is the same. Given the vowels and consonants, we form the compound forms, and those are used to write. But the main thing to be noted here is that the script, any script can be used to write for any language. And as we have seen from the comparison between Devanagari and Tamil, using Devanagari to write in Tamil will actually be more adequate because it captures all the sounds adequately. And apart from that, there are also these Devanagari numerals. Normally in our Gita or Bhagavatam, in the Devanagari shloka, we'll be seeing this double bar, double vertical bar kind of thing. And the numerals are assigned at the end of the shloka, just to show that it refers to the shloka number. So this is actually the shloka number in according to the Devanagari numeral. So we have actually covered the basics of the characters. Now we'll be looking at the chandas or the shloka recitation part. Actually, we have seen this in one of our sessions on Bhagavata cosmology. In that session, when we were discussing about the sun god has his chariot, which is driven by Arunadev, and there are 7 horses, and those horses represent the different meters. So actually we saw these basic concepts in that session also. The chandas are actually part of the Vedangas, like these are regarded as the organs of Vedic studies. So the chandas are actually part of the Vedangas, like Vyakarana is the grammar. Chanda refers to the meter used in poetry and also to compose slokas. So Arunadev rides the sun god's chariot. There are these horses, and the horses are named after the Vedic meters. The 7 horses are named after these Vedic meters: Gayatri, Brihati, Vishnik, Jagati, Trishtup, Anushtup, and Pankti. And even in Canto 3 of Bhagavatam, it is mentioned that these meters originated from the body of Brahma. In this chapter regarding the creation, where it describes regarding the creation activities of Brahma. So it is also explained that the chandas were also originated from Brahma. So these are the 7 chandas, the meters. The most commonly used ones, which we are actually familiar with, are the Anushtup and Trishtup chandas. Anushtup chanda is the meter 8. Trishtup is meter 11, meaning for meter 8, there are 8 syllables in each line or pada. Then for Trishtup, there are 11 syllables in each line. This meter 8 and 11, these are the only 2 meters found in the Gita. But in Bhagavatam, there are many other different types of meters. So we recite or sing the slokas according to specific tunes based on the meter. So for meter 8, there's a specific tune. For meter 11, there's a specific tune. But actually, the tune used for meter 11 can also be used for 12. There's one particular sloka from the Gita, as we shall see later. So that tune fits the slokas which have either meter 11 or 12. So slokas with meter 11 and 12 can be recited using the same tune. So these are more challenging meters. Meter 14 is known as Vasanta Tilaka, meter 15 Malini, meter 17 Prithvi, meter 19 Shardula Vikrizam, meter 21 Strakdara. We'll be looking at the examples of all these meters, examples of slokas for each of these meters. Okay, the first one for meter 8, Anushtup Chanda. Example from Gita 1.1. When we recite the sloka according to the particular meter, this line which says Uvacha, whether it's Dhritarashtra Uvacha or Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, that is not part of the tune. So we just say Dhritarashtra Uvacha, Dharma Chetre Kurukshetre Samaveda Yutsava Mamaka Pandavashaiva Kim Makurvata Sanjaya. So this for meter 8. Similarly for 2.2, Kutastva Kashmalamidam Vishame Samupachitam Anarya Justam Asvargyam Akirti Karamarjuna. Also in Brahma Samhita, the first sloka is also of meter 8. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So I guess we are all familiar with meter 8. Meter 11 might be quite challenging. But here's one example from Gita 2.7. Karpanya dosho pada swabhava prichami tvam dharma sammura cheta yatreyasha nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyastiham shadimam tvam prapannam. So this is the reason why the diacritics are particularly important. The pronunciation according to the proper diacritics is very important so that we get the tune right. So if I sing like Karpanya dosho, then the tune might not be very accurate. So it has to be recited like Karpanya dosho, ka and swabhavaha. So only then we'll get the tune right. Karpanya dosho pada swabhava prichami tvam dharma sammura cheta yatreyasha nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyastiham shadimam tvam prapannam. Karpanya dosho pahada swabhava prichami tvam dharma sammura cheta yatreyasha nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyastiham shadimam tvam prapannam. Karpanya dosho pada swabhava prichami tvam dharma sammura cheta yatreyasha nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyastiham shadimam tvam prapannam. Any volunteers want to try?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yep.
Karpanyadoso pahata swabhavaha prichami twang muttacetaha yatreyashan nischitang bruhitan me shishya stehang sadi mam tvam prapannam.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Anyone else? So actually in Gita, only we have only these 2 meters, 8 and 11. So if we know these 2 tunes, we can recite all the 700 slokas. So, but this is only for Gita. In Bhagavatam, there are many other variations. And in chapter 11, particularly, there are many slokas in having meter 11. For example, in 1132, Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Kalosmi loka shayakrit pravuddo lokan samartumiha pravultaha rite pitwamna bhavishyanti sarve yavastita pratyanikeshu yodaha. Kalosmi loka shayakrit pravuddo lokan samartumiha pravultaha rite pitwamna bhavishyanti sarve yavastita pratyanikeshu yodaha. Kalosmi loka shayakrit pravuddo lokan samartumiha pravultaha rite pitvam na bhavishyanti sarve ye avastita pratyanikeshu yodaha. Anyone else want to try this sloka?
Can I try?
Yeah, okay.
Sri Bhagavatam Uvacha Kalosmin Loka Yashaya Kirta Pravayadavyo Lokam Samadharuturam Iha Pravatazo Eta Pitvasvam Na Bhavishyadam Sarvo Yeyat Yastimo Prati Ani Savada. Sorry, Babu, if you're wrong.
It's okay. Yeah, actually meter 11 is quite challenging. Need to practice a lot. In chapter 11 and even in chapter 15, there are a lot of meter 11 slokas. So we just have to learn the tune and keep practicing. And especially when the for longer shlokas, it's very important for us to follow the diacritics. Only then we'll get the tune right. One more example from 11.33. Tasmat tvam uttishta yasho labasva jitva shatrun bhungsvarajam samriddham mayaivate niyata purvameva nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. Tasmat tvam uttishta yasho labasva jitva shatrun bhungsvarajam samriddham mayaivate niyata purvameva nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. Tasmat tvam uttishta yasho labasva jitva shatrun bhungsvarajam samriddham Mayaivaite niyata purvameva nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. Okay, anyone else? Hare Krishna.
Can I try, Babu? Huh?
Yeah, okay.
Tasmato tivam puta siva chaya. Sorry. Tasmat tivam puta siya yaso labavasya jita satrun bung yasa rajyam. Apa?
Bungshwa.
Bungswa rajyam
Samriddham.
samrudam maya wajam ihata purwan hewa mata matram bhava sachin.
Okay. Actually, for meter 11, it is quite challenging. But the thing about Gita is that we have only the 2 meters. So that's enough to recite all the 700 slokas. Now, the more challenging ones, like meter 14, Vasnatilaka. Earlier, we saw that in Brahma Samhita 5.1, that is Anustup Chanda, meter 8. Now, from 5.29 onwards, especially all the slokas which end with Govinda Madi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. So, for these slokas, the Vasanta Tilaka meter 14 is used. Okay, for example, Chintamani Prakarasatma Sukalpa Vriksha Lakshavrateshu Surabhira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasrasata Samrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Chintamani Prakarasatma Sukalpa Vriksha Lakshavrateshu Surabhira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasrasata Samrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Chintamani Prakarasatma Sukalpa Vriksha Lakshavriteshu Surabhira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasrasata Samrama Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Okay, anyone want to try? Hare Krishna.
Can I try, Babu?
Yeah, okay.
Chintamani prakara satmusuka pavriksha laksavartesu adipalayantam Lakshmi sahasrasada sambrahma chadayanam govindam adipurusham tamham bhajami.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah, it's just that, like in the third line, we have this Lakshmi Sahasra Shata. So that's quite challenging also, but okay. Next, meter 15. This is known as Malini. There's one example from Bhagavatam, Canto 10, the last chapter. Jayati Jananivaso Devagi Janmavado Yaduvara Parishat Svai Dorvirashyana Dharmam Sthirachara Vrijinajna Susmita Shri Mukena Vrajapura Vanitanam Vardayan Kamadevam Jayati Jananivaso Devaki Janmavado Yaduvara Parishat Svai Dorvirashyana Dharmam Sthirachara Vrijinajna Susmita Shri Mukena Vrajapura Vanitanam Vardayan Kamadevam Jayati Jananivaso Devaki Janmavado Yaduvara Parishat Svai Dorvirashyana Dharmam Sthirachara Vrijinajna Susmita Shri Mukena Vrajapura Vanitanam Vardayan Kamadevam. Okay, anyone?
Jai Prabhu.
Yeah, okay.
Yati jana nivasas paso devaki janma ado yadu vara parisata savir durbir asham adaram man citira cara dan Susmita Sri Mukna Beja Pura Mata Pardaya Kamadeva.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Babu.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Good try. Next, meter 17, Prithvi. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, the 4th verse. Anarpita charim chirat karunayavartina kalau samarpayitumunnato jwala rasam swa bhakti shriyam hari purata sundara juti kadamba sandipita sada hridaya kandare spuratu vasachinandana. Anarpita charim chirat karunayavartina kalau samarpayitumunnato jwala rasam swa bhakti shriyam hari purata sundara juti kadamba sandipita tada hridaya kandare spuratu vasachinandana. Yes, anyone want to try? Hare Krishna.
Adre Babu.
Okay.
Anarpita Charim Cirat Karunaya Wasitra kalau Samar Payatim Unautuji Wala Asam Siswa Bhakti Sriyam Hari Purta Sundara Yoti Kadamba Sandi Pitam Sada Hindaya Andara Patura Asachinanda.
Okay. So that is meter 17. Meter 19, Shardula Vikritam. This is the meter in the first 2 verses of Bhagavatam. In Canto 1, the first 2 verses use meter 19. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadyasya yatonvayati taratas Chalteshva Vignaswarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayah Tejo Vari Mridam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trisargom Rishaha Damna Svena Sada Nirastakuakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Janmadyasya Yatonvayati Taratash Chartesh Abhignaswarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayah Tejo Vari Mridam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trisargom Rishaha Damna Svena Sadar Nirastakuakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Janmadyasya Yatonvayati Taratas Charte Sabhignaswarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayah Tejo Vari Mridam Yata Vinimayo Yatra Trisargom Rishaha Damna Svena Sada Nirastakuakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. Okay, anyone? Hare Krishna. Any Matajis?
Ajay Babu.
Okay.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Janma Jaya Asya Yato Nivayade Itarasta Chatta Vyasa Abhiji Abhijinata Sarva Jena Brahma Hidaya Adhikavaya Mukya Jinya Surjaya Tejowari Mrindam Yata Vinaya Yo Yatra Tri Sarja Besa Damana Sevana Sada Nirsata Kama Satyam Pranam Imahe. If I don't understand, sorry, Babu.
It's okay. Sorry, Charana Lakshmi Mataji, you unmuted just now.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya Janmadi Asya Yato Nirya Itrast Chartesu Abhina Swarat Tene Brahma Hilda Yahadi Kave Muyanti Yasuraya Tejo Vari Mridam Yata Vinimaya Yatro Sri Sargo Mirsa Damna Sevane Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. Krishna Prabhu.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Just one more try with the meter 19, because these are like the important verses from Bhagavatam, the first two verses. This is actually the second verse, but it is also meter 19, so we use the same tune. Dharmaha projita kaitavatra paramo nirmat saranam satam vedyam vastavamatra vastu shivadam tapatrayon mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kim va pare Ishvaraha Sadyo Hridi Avadyatra Kritibi Sushru Shubhi Tatshanat. Oh, so sad. Where's Mr. Ramurthy? Maybe he could guide us with all his Shuddhi stuff. Too bad, cannot find him here. Next is meter 21, Shraddha. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapata Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapata Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. Okay, anyone?
Can I try, Prabhu?
Yeah, okay. So,
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagarajadam Sahagana Raghunathavidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savadutam Parinana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visagavidam Scha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Oh, where is this Ram Murthy? Too bad. Quite eager to see him share his Shuddhi stuff with us. So we have completed the major meters, like up to meter 21. But as far as Gita is concerned, we have only 2 meters in Gita, meter 8 and 11. So for that, 2 tunes, and in the 2 for the 2 type of slokas, if we look at the meters, like for meter 8 and 11, just a shortcut, because before reciting the shloka according to the particular tune, we have to know what meter is it. So just a shortcut, but this is only applicable for Gita, because starting from Bhagavatam, in Gita we have only meter 8 and 11, but in Bhagavatam, I don't think it's a coincidence that Bhagavatam starts with meter 19, which is 8 plus 11. So even if we get excited after kind of mastering the tunes for meter 8 and 11, then still meter 19 will be quite a challenge. So we still need to know how to identify the meter. But a shortcut in Gita, simply by looking at the Devanagari script, like for example here in Gita 2.2 or even from 1.1 itself, if we see the Devanagari script, if there are only 2 lines, then it's meter 8. If there are more lines, like in 2.7, there are 4 lines, then it's meter 11. But this clue, this shortcut is only applicable for Gita because there are only these 2 meters. So it's easy in Gita, but we still have to know how to identify the meters in other slokas, especially in Bhagavatam. So another main highlight for today's session is that in conjunction with Purushottam month, starting from next week, so apart from all the other activities, all the other austerities which are prescribed for Purushottam month, reciting chapter 15 of the Gita, that is Purushottam Yoga, that is also considered a very auspicious thing to do throughout the whole month. So we can try to recite all the Sanskrit slokas and also read the translation. And for those who have time, you can also study the purports, at least one purport per day. So by the end of the month, you can complete the whole chapter, because Purushottam Yoga, chapter 15, only contains 20 shlokas. That is the shortest chapter in Gita, apart from Bhakti Yoga, chapter 12. Chapter 12 also, it is also the shortest. Chapter 12 also contains 20 shlokas only, but in chapter 12, we have only Anushtup, meter 8. So chapter 12 is actually much easier to recite the shlokas because all are meter 8. In chapter 15, there's a mix of meter 8 and 11. So apart from the auspiciousness of reciting it during Purushottam month, it is also a very good training. Like simply by training ourselves to recite Purushottam Yoga, the entire chapter, we can train ourselves with the 2 meters, with the 2 tunes. So that's enough to recite all the 700 shlokas. So now we'll just look at how we actually count the meters. For example, in Gita chapter 15, 15.6, Natat Bhashayate Suryo na Shashanko na Pavaka Yad Gatva na Nivartante Tad Dhamma Paramam Mama. So it all starts from the Devanagari script itself. In the Devanagari script, as mentioned earlier, each character represents one syllable. So the meter is actually, it refers to the number of syllables in each line or pada. So simply by counting the number of characters, we can find out how many syllables are there in each line. So if there are 8 syllables in each line, that is the Anushtup Chanda. So once we know what meter is it, we can apply the proper tune. But regarding this whole study of chandas, what we are doing now is actually just the tip of the iceberg, because we are actually dealing with, whether in Gita or Bhagavatam, we are only dealing with a very specific type of shloka known as the Samavrita shloka. In Samavrita, the thing is that the meters are the same in all the lines. Like in Anushtup Chanda, for this shloka, there are 8 syllables in each line. So it is like the symmetric kind of shloka, Samavrita. There's also the asymmetric types, having like the first line and third line will have the equal number of shlokas. Then line 2 and line 4 will have a different number. So those are like more detailed study of the chandas. But just for reciting Gita and Bhagavatam shlokas, so we just fortunately we just have to know these Samavrita shlokas, which have the identical number of syllables. So from the Devanagari script, we can actually syllabify, meaning given a line, we can break down the line into the syllables by breaking down the characters. So for the first line of 15.6, we can break down the syllables like this. So we get Natat Bhashayate Suryo. So there are 8 syllables. So this is the transliterated version. Natat Bhashayate Suryo, 8 syllables in the first line, followed by Na Shashanko Na Pavakaha. Yad Gadva Na Nivartante Tad Dhamma Paramam Mama. So for each character, it represents 1 syllable. So this is a distinct characteristic of Devanagari. So simply by counting the number of syllables given the shloka, once we break down into those syllables, we know the exact meter. Then we just have to recite according to the tune. Na tad bhashayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante tad dhamma paramam mama. Now for the 15th verse in chapter 15. Sarvasya chaham hriti sannivisto matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha vedaishta charve amem vedya vedanta krit veda videva chaham. As mentioned earlier, when we saw the 7 types of most common slokas, so we saw the Tristup and Jagati meters, meter 11 and 12. So I mentioned earlier that the same tune can be applied for meters 11 and 12. So in this shloka, we will see that it actually contains a combination of 11 and 12 syllables. So given the Devanagari script, we can break down, we can syllabify into the syllables. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishta matta smritir jnanam pohanam cha vedaischa sarvai amem vedyo. So we can see that in the first 3 lines, there are 11 syllables. Line 1, line 2, line 3. In line 4, there are 12 syllables. However, since the tune for meter 11 can be applied to meter 12 also, so we can still use the same tune for the entire shloka. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivisto matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarvai amem vedyo vedanta krit veda videva chaham. So now from here, we have the 20 shlokas from chapter 15. So we'll conclude the session just by reciting the 20 shlokas. Do I have to recite or any volunteers? Just because in this chapter we have only meters 8 and 11. I guess we are quite familiar with the 2 meters. So any volunteers want to try? Or shall I recite first? Hare Krishna.
You recite first, Prabhu.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this, as mentioned earlier, in chapter 15, we have a combination of meters 8 and 11. So we'll look at what type of meter is it. So the first one is meter 8. Urdhvamulam madashakam ashvattam prahuravyayam chandamsi asya parnani yastam veda savedavit. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Urdhvamulam madashakam ashvattam prahuravyayam chandamsi asya parnani yastam veda savedavit. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Urdhvamulam madashakam ashvattam prahuravyayam chandamsi asya parnani yastam veda savedavit. Okay. Anyone?
Can I try, Prabhu?
Okay, Bru.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Urdhva Moolam Ada Sakkam Aswattam Prahor Abhyavam Chandamsi Yasya Parnani Yastvam Veda Vetsa Veda Vet.
Thank you, Bru. Okay. Now the second shloka. This is meter 11. Adashchodam prasitasya shaka guna pravruddha vishaya pravala adascha mulani anusantatani karmanubandhini manushya loke. Adashchodam prasitasya shaka guna pravruddha vishaya pravala adascha mulani anusantatani karmanubandhini manushya loke. Adashchodam prasitasya shaka guna pravruddha vishaya pravala आदश्च मूलानि अनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके आदश्चौर्ध्वं प्रसृतस्य शाखा गुणप्रवृद्धा विषयप्रवाला आदश्च मूलानि अनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके. Okay.
आदश्चोर्ध्वं प्रसृतास्तस्य शाखा पुरा प्रवृत्ता विषाय प्रवाला अदाश्च मूलानि अनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Correct, Prabhu? The way I recite.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, again in so for the third sloka from 3 to 5 also we have the same meter 11. Na rupam masheha tatopa labhyate nanto nachadir nacha sampratishtha ashwattamenam suviruddha moolam asanga shastrena drdena chitva. Na rupam masheha tatopa labhyate nanto nachadir nacha sampratishtha ashwattamenam suviruddha moolam asanga shastrena drdena chitva. Na rupam masheha tatopa labhyate nanto nachadir nacha sampratishtha ashwattamenam suviruddha moolam asanga shastrena drdena chitva. Okay, anyone? Why is it difficult? Meter 11.
I try, Prabhu.
Okay.
नारूपम् अशेष ततोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थम् एनां सुविरुधा मूलम् असङ्गा शास्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Now again for 15.4, the same meter 11. Tataha padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuyah tammeva chadyam purusham prabhatye yata pravritti prashrita purani. Tataha padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuyah tammeva chadyam purusham prabhatye yata pravritti prashrita purani. Tataha padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuyah tammeva chadyam purusham prapadye yata pravritir prashrita purani. Okay, anyone else? It's the same meter 11, same tune.
तथा पदां तत् परिमार्गितव्यं यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तम् एव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृतपुराणी.
Okay, nice, Mataji. Again, 15.5, same meter 11. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vrinista kama dvandvair yukta sugadukka samye gacchantyamuda padam avyayam tat. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandvair yukta sugadukka samye gacchantyamuda padam avyayam tat. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandvair yukta sugadukka samye gacchantyamuda padamamyam tat. Anyone else? Same meter, same tune.
Can I try, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivarta kama dvande vimukta sukha dukha samyane kajanti amudda padam avyayam tat.
Okay, nice, Prabhu. Thanks. Okay, 15.6. As we have seen earlier, this is meter 8. Anyone? Meter 8. We just saw this.
Can I try, Prabhu?
Okay, bro.
Nattat basiyade suryo na sasanko na pavaka yadgadwana nirvantade taddama paramam mama.
Okay. Kind of sounded like meter 11, but it's this is meter 8. Natat bhashyate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivaltante taddama paramam mama. Okay, 15.7. This is also meter 8. Mamaivaamsho jivaloke jivabhuta sanatana manashashtani indriyani prakritishtani karshati. Anyone? Meter 8.
ममैवंशो जीवलोके जीवभूता सनातनः मानसस्तानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति.
Okay, nice, Madhuri. Okay, this is also meter 8. Shariram yadavapnoti yachapi utkarmati shvaraha hritaitani samyati vayurgandhani vashayat. Okay, anyone else? Any other Mataji?
Prabhu,
Yes.
can I try, Prabhu?
Okay.
Sariram yat abanopti yachapi utkara matsvara grihatvaitani samyati vayur gandham eva sayat.
Okay, bro. Thanks. Okay, now until sloka number 15. Sloka number 15 is meter 11. So until sloka number 15, these are all meter 8 only. Srotram sakshus pasranam cha rasanam grahanam eva cha adhishtayam anashayam visayan upasevate. Anyone else?
Shrotam chaksus prasanam cha rasanam granam iva cha adityasya manaschayam visayan upasevate.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. 15.10. Utkramantam sthitam vapi bunjanam va gunanvitam vimudanam pashyanti jnana chakshushaha. Okay, meter 8. Anyone else?
Prabhu,
Yep.
can I try, Prabhu?
Sure, bro. Can.
Utkarmanantam sidam vapi pujandanam sa va gunavidam vimudda nano pasyanti jnana chaksusa.
Okay, bro. Thanks. 15.11. Yatanto yoginaschainam pashyanti atmani avasthitam yatanto apya kritatmano nainam pashyanti achetasaha. Anyone? Also meter 8.
Yatanto yoginaschainam pashyante atmani avishtitam yatantopya akratatmano nainam pashyante achittasah.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. 15.12. Yad adityagadam tejo jagat bhashyate akilam yad chandramasi yad chagnau tat tejo vidhimamakam. Meter 8.
यद् आदित्यागतं तेजो जगद्भासायते किलं यच्चन्द्रमासि यच्चाग्नौ तत्तेजो विद्धि मामकम्.
Okay, thank you. Again, meter 8. Gama vishija bhutani dharayami amojasa pushnami chausadi sharva soma bhutva rasatmakaha. Meter 8.
Try, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Avisya cha bhutani dharayami aham ojasa usnami kausadhi sarva somo bhutva rasatmakaha.
Okay, thank you. Nice. Again, meter 8. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Deyamashrita Pranapana Samayukta Pachami Annam Chaturvidam. Meter 8.
अहं वैश्वानारो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहम् आश्रितः प्राणापाना समायुक्तः पचामि अन्नं चतुर्विधम्.
Okay. Thanks, Madhuri. Thank you. Now, meter, this is meter 11. Actually, you have seen this just now, so I think we can skip this, but this 15.15, it is meter 11, but as we saw just now, the last line contains 12 syllables, but of course, for meter 11 and 12, we can use the same tune. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattas smritilnyanamapohanam cha vedaischa sarvai amem vedyo vedanta kritveda videva chaham. Anyone want to try?
Prabhu,
Okay, Prabhu.
Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivisto Madda smritir jnanam apohanam cha Vedescha sarve aham eva vedeyo Vedanta krit veda videva aham. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Nice, Prabhu. Okay, so from now onwards, the remaining ones are all meter 8, from 16 to 20. Dvavimau purushau loke shara chakshara evacha shara sarvani bhutani udasto akshara uchyate. Anyone meter 8?
द्वौ इमौ पुरुषौ लोके सरश्चक्षरा एव च सरा सर्वाणि भूतानि कूतास्तोऽक्षरा उच्यते.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Next, also meter 8. Uttama purushastvanya paramatmedi udata yo lokatrayamavishya vibharti avyaya ishvaraha. Meter 8. Yes, Prabhu.
Uttama purusastva anya paramameti udatta ya loge trayam divichaya vibharti avyaya isvara.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. 18. Again, this is also meter 8. Yasmacharam matitoham aksharat apichotama atosmi loke vedecha pratita purushotamaha. Anyone else?
Yes,
Prabhu.
yes.
Oh.
Yasmat prasadam atitoham aksarat api chotamaha atosmi loke vedacha pratitha purushotamaha.
Okay, thanks, Mataji. Thank you. Just two more verses. These 19 and 20 are also meter 8. Yo mamevama sammudo janati purushottamam sasarvavit bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Yo mam evam asamuddha janati purushottamam sa sarva vidbhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, the last one, also meter 8. Iti guyatamam shastram idam muktam mayanaga etad buddhva buddhimanshat krita kritasya bharata. Meter 8.
Prabhu,
Oh, okay. Both of you can try.
Let Prabhu do it.
Oh, okay. Last one.
Teriyana Tati?
Yeah, bro. Can.
Raji want to recite.
Yes, pardon.
Iti guhyatam sastram
Uh,
idam mayanaga etat buddhva buddhiman sayat kritva krityascha bharata.
Okay. Thank you, Ro. So we have completed reciting the whole chapter 15. Even according to our gurus, it is auspicious to recite the entire chapter 15 of Gita. And if possible, you can also try to study chapter 14 of the 10th canto. But for those who are interested in, if you are interested in mastering this recitation of different meters, so at least in the Gita, we have only 2 meters. So you can just, chapter 15 is a good, it's good to practice with chapter 15 because it contains a combination of the meters 8 and 11. So by the end of the month, by the end of the Purushottam month, you can even master both the meters. So that is enough to recite all the 700 slokas in Gita. But of course, in Bhagavatam, as we saw earlier, there are many other types of meters. But it's okay, at least even to master these 2 is a good start. So thank you all for attending, and thank you very much for, thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. You all participated in the recitation. So thanks a lot. And happy Purushottam month. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.